What's up, guys? What's going on, Bigfoot World? First things first, guys. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know you guys can hear me, see me. Everything is all good. What is up, Bigfoot World? Another day, another Friday night live. We gonna get it going. Once this ambulance gets done passing by. What's going on, Kathy? I see you, Sharon. Hey, Mom. Bigfoot Trey. I see you guys. That's what's up. Thank you guys for dropping by. I seen Eugene. I see Eugene. I already see you. I seen the notification. But I'm here, guys. I know I've been missing in action. Yes, man. Shit's been. I just been dealing with life, guys. I'll just put it at that. Dealing with life as life comes. But with that being said, guys, this week's vacation. I need a vacation. I need about a year vacation, man. But what I was trying to say was, where's the lighting? There we go. Let's get some light on the subject. That might be too much. But everybody can hear me, see me. Everything's all good. All right, I see you guys, Kathy, Sharon. All right, let's get it. All right, guys. Like I was saying, man, this week's I keep saying this week's vacation, but this week's videos, man. My apologies. I just woke up. I disappeared early this morning and went to Ohio State Park. And man, it took so much out of me. I came home and was out like a light. I woke up like 10 minutes ago. I told her, "Hey, wake me up at 6:30 so I can get up, get my mind right, get my coffee in me, and get on here and get with you guys." But man, I just laid there. I couldn't move. I felt dead to the world. But anyways, guys, this week's videos was very interesting. I went back to that damn mountain to where I slid down the unknown mountain. I really ain't got a name for it, nor will I be giving it. I'm not going to give it no names. I'm pretty much done with the name giving, just for the simple fact, man. That's another thing, guys. It set me down for a minute, and I'm going to talk to you guys about it. And I think we've touched base with it a few times in the past. What's going on with all these spots? It's shit. That's killing me softly. That's really killing me from the inside out. And we'll get to that. But anyways, this week's videos, guys, was very interesting. I got up in there. I made it to the top for once, finally, and I got to do a little bit of filming. But going up in there, man, when I made it like halfway up to the top of that mountain, I got screamed at. This dude yelled at me loud. It sounded like it was like 2 or 3 football fields up, but when I went back, well, actually, I didn't even go back. Scott Frost sent me this clipping, the timestamps of him up there, and the little one behind him, but he was maybe 50 feet, 60 feet up that mountain looking down on me. I got so many clear pictures of that dude sitting there, and then there's a littler one behind him sitting there watching down on me. But I knew they was up there, right? I knew he was up there because he was yelling at me. And then there was one down below that was making noises and shit. So I wanted to come back up around and loop up around above him because they always want to get the upper hand. And he just ended up following me pretty much the whole way back out. I don't know if it was all of them or just him, but they followed me the whole way out. The whole way. I mean, all the way back to my car, I was hearing stuff cracking up top. It was interesting, man. But I'm going to go back to that. I'm definitely going to go back to that. There's this area that I found. If you notice on the last video of that series, I my battery died, and I had about a power pack. to charge some batteries up while I was up there, and I grabbed the wrong freaking charger again. I grabbed the wrong charger. I grabbed the charger that plugs into the battery pack and not the camera. So it's like they're both white. They both look the same, and I need to take my time and actually look to make sure it was the right charger. And I messed up. But on the end of the last video of this last season, man, I come across there. I came down into this dip when I was trying to find my way back down off of there, because there's not many ways off of that mountain without it going straight down on you. And as I was coming off, I found this rock stack, man. It's crazy as I'm miles deep up in that mountain. I know people don't go up there. I barely made it up there. It took me hours all that morning to climb that mountain to get as far as I made it. And I came across this freaking rock stack that was like waist high, big, massive boulders, and it went up. I wasn't even able to film it. I was only able to take a couple of pictures. That was interesting. That was crazy, man. That rock stack. But that rock stack was right on a creek bed, or there was a water vein that came down off of there. And I'm going to go back up there this week and follow that up in there and see where it goes. Well, I'm going back to the spot where the dude was setting up, that Bigfoot was setting up in that brush. What do you see this on the beginning? I might just do a whole video of it because I got a lot of clips of him setting up in there on the first video of the last series. The timestamps and you guys, a lot of you guys spotted him up there. So just look at the timestamp and go check that out, man. Zoom in on that bush, and that face just stands. I couldn't believe I didn't see it. I think it's because I was looking way up past him. It sounded like it came when he hollered at me. It sounded like it was way like two football fields away up on that mountain, but it was right there. He was down here. I'm looking way up there. You know what I mean? That's why I didn't spot him, and that's fascinating. It's like he threw his voice. Somebody knocking on my door. Give me a minute, guys. Shit, I ain't been on live so long. People forgot. My bad. Are we going to camp out? Not. It's not going to be a camp out, but we are going to do a night trip up in there. It's going. I've been talking about. I've been planning it. It's coming. We are going to do a night trip up in there. That's what I was leading to. We're going to talk about the next thing. Every spot since from the time did I even begin coming out into the forest looking for Sasquatch, Bigfoot, whatever you want to call them. Every spot was compromised, and there's no way in hell that that's coincidence. It's not. Maybe one spot, maybe two. I even give it three, but every single spot, my main spots. You know what I mean? Let's go back to when they came down and tried to take my son Mike. You know what I mean? I went back up there a couple weeks later after that incident happened. After I turned all that into them alphabetical groups, and I turned the video into them and stuff that show them what was going down that day. Well, they went in like a couple months later and they just cut down the forest, that whole mountainside. They cut it down, left it lay. All right, let's go over to Bigfoot land. Just recently, that's one of my favorite spots. My kids, me and my kids spend so much time in them woods. You know what I mean? I watched them grow up in that forest in Bigfoot land, and now they cut that down. Um, I think they're working on over to the other side toward Moyland as we're talking now. Damn, there's a whole bike gang going past my house. What's the coincidence? What's going on? It's Friday and it was like 80 degrees. So I can see it. But and then let's go to the cave. I found them three tow tracks in the cave, around the cave area. The following weekend I go out there, it's fairly restricted. And then like as the time goes on from that point, as they federally restricted, up on top of it, they put camera on camera on camera on camera the whole way up through there. I showed you guys, I filmed it. And then they filled up that massive hole down below, that big sinkhole that we went down in at the cave area. They filled it, backfilled all that in with dirt. Up at the top in the small entrance where we go in, they put them big ass metal grates, them steel grates over top. We can't even get into that now. Um, it's just every there's like five different spots that we've had encounters at. They'll come behind us and cut the shit down or seal it up, or you know what I mean. It's like they're following me and going behind. I feel like they're following me to every spot that I go to, and then once something happens, there it goes. They clear the whole property off and cut it down, leave the trees laying on the ground, which is more even disappointing. But that's where I need to like stop that trend somehow. I'm not going to give my location out anymore. I'm not giving out no names of certain spots. It's I'm going to go in and film whatever happens. It doesn't even really matter where I'm at. I'm sure as I'm filming, you'll see where I'm at. You know what I mean? And as time goes on, you'll get to know the area. I need to go in from the backside of the cave. That's they sealed it up. I'm going to make another trip down through there and here not this week but the following week we're going in there around the top to see all the changes and everything else new that happened. I don't know, guys. But like I said, man, I'm if that's the case, I feel like I got parts in them destroying the habitats of not just Bigfoot, but all the other wildlife that lives in there. In there, you know what I mean? They're so gung ho on protecting these wildlife, but they're quick to go in there and cut the shit down. It's like contradicting what they're trying to do. You know what I mean? I don't get that. I don't understand it. I mean, I understand to a point that they're trying to keep that shit down for some reason, keep it a secret. I don't know what the big secret is. It's a new species. Even if it ain't a new species, it's a species that we really don't know about. Might well face it, because everybody else is. You know what I mean? Everybody else is accepting that they're there. The main vein needs to get on with the program, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? But for here on out, guys, that's one of the reasons why I like step back and I need to come at it a different direction, different angle. I need to do more things in there. You know what I mean? I've been thinking a lot about it. So from now on, I'm not just going to give it a name or give a location. I'm just going to do it. You know what I mean? And whatever happens, happens. With that being said, what's going on, Antoinette? I ain't seen you guys in a minute. I miss you guys. There's so much to talk about. Even today, man. Today, guys, I went up Ohio Power, like I said, and just it's like that's a location that everybody knows, but it's cool. This place, Ohio Power, is interesting. I just wanted to go in and pretty much it was a beautiful day. I took me and Cookie was out there having a blast. But I seen these structures that was amazing, man. I found these double X's, and it's going to be in the next video. But I found these double X's, and they're standing up, like over here at the waterfall. Them X's there, that's standing right up instead of on the ground. They're up in between trees, and I was looking at them, and about 20 feet up that tree that them X's is on is a big ass ball of hair that's swaying. It's like what the I need to get that hair. I was thinking of shimmying the tree, humping the tree to get up there to get that shit. I was thinking of so many different ways that I can get up there and get this big, massive I mean, it's a ball, and the wind would blow. The hair would just blow in the wind, and it's hanging strapped to this damn tree. Trying to figure out how can I get. I was looking at other trees I can try to maybe push over to reach up and get this. It was just too high up, man. I was thinking of everything to get that hair, but I filmed it. It's gonna be on the next video. Some of the structure is coming up on the next video. I'm not sure. I really wasn't filming at Ohio Pal. It's just some of the clips. I made a couple of clips of some of the stuff that I found as I was going along the way. I was just like looking for new spots pretty much, but that's not going to be one of them. It was just interesting find, but it's just Ohio Pals. It's a state park. It's a tourist attraction, and it's so overpopulated with people. It's you know what I mean. I'm not really into all that. You didn't hear any tree knocks from me. My bad, Lee. This trip, they knew I was there. I didn't have to tree knock. Once I went up in there, they heard, they knew I was there. They yelled. He yelled. I don't know if I know that yell. I don't think it was like at me, but it was about me. When that thing yelled, the hell, I knew that thing was like let me know. You just chill right there. Don't come up here any further. Or either that, or it was letting that yell out to let the other Bigfoot know that I'm on my way up in. You know what I mean? But once he yelled, there's something down below me that made some noises, and then it got quiet, like dead quiet. So I tried to, like I said, I tried to walk up around to come up in up above him, try to get the higher ground on him, and that never happened at all. It never happened. But they whooped a couple of times as I was coming back out, and they followed me pretty much the whole way back to the car. I want to go back there with somebody else. I don't know if I'm gonna get fair and get back up in there because hey man, that's a dangerous situation. I'm deep up in that mountain. There's not many ways to get in and out of that without coming straight down. So I want to get up there with somebody. I want to get Fred up there. I might get Money Mike. I don't know. But this week I'm coming. I'm going back in there. I'm going back in there. I don't know if it's going to be Saturday or Sunday, but I'll be back up in there this weekend. Spend the whole day up there. I'm losing my voice already. It ain't been a couple of minutes. My bad, guys. I was rambling. I didn't get a chance to catch up with your uh, comments. Sunshine Baker, you think they have other reasons for cutting it down? I don't know, man. I thought that at first, but it's like too coincidental. Every spot that I've ever researched in or went through has been compromised pretty much. So I've got to try to protect them somehow and do the same thing that I do while I'm doing it. So the best way to do that is just get in there and film and like try not to show anything that's could show anybody else where that location is. You know what I mean? But there is some shit going on where I'm at now. This new spot, man, it's serious. Owls, I was seeing owls popping up every time I went up there. I come across this big ass owl. There's vultures up there on that top of that mountain circling around. There, that mountain is active. And another thing I was just thinking about, it's amazing. Like when I went up in there, at first the birds was chirping, right? They were singing, they were making beautiful sounds. The forest was alive. And as I was walking up in, like stepping on the leaves, going up, the forest got dead. And so as I was up there, I took a break, sat down. I brought some McDonald's with me. I charged up, sat there, ate a Big Mac, and you know what I mean. I was sitting there for like half hour, 45 minutes, just eating lunch, just hanging out, listening, looking around. And a little while, about 20 minutes, 30 minutes, the forest came back to life, man. They started chirping again. These mice started running around the leaves, like rooting for stuff. The chipmunks and squirrels came out. It like the forest came back to life after me sitting there for a while. It's like they got quiet because I came. You know what I mean? Like I was the predator, and they got dead silent. And all the times that I was going in thinking that there's a predator, something's around, it, chances are it was me that the force was reacting to, that they got quiet over. And I thought that was fascinating how just after just a little while just sitting there being quiet, the forest just woke back up and just resumed its regular day, man. It was weird. It was pretty cool, actually. I may need Bubbo's help. I see you, Moon Rider. That place is fascinating. I am going back. I want to go back to where he was setting at, where he was up there setting at. This dude's big, and that's not the first time I ran into that one. I ran into him a few times actually. I think the first time I ran into that one, that Pacific Bigfoot, was it was me and Carrie was walking out the bike trail, and we kept hearing these noise down by the river to the left. And like a dumbass, I was marching man. I said, "Wait here, let's go. I'm gonna check it out." And it sounded like I heard like a collar thing rattle. Like I was thinking maybe a bear got released and he got tags on, and I was like, "This ain't good if that's the case because it's nighttime." And we was walking, and as soon as I shined a flashlight down over the bank, this thing shot up right in between us. I don't know if you guys remember that, but he shot right up in between us and up over the other side. My first bluff charge ever, man. I think I actually pissed myself when that happened. I was shook. That she still make fun of me to this. My ex still make fun of me to this day for that. But I released everything when that happened. The dude just come shot out straight up over, right in between us. Didn't touch neither one of us, and went up the other side of the mountain. It's like wow. And the second run in with that dude, we was at the waterfall back in behind the waterfall, and we was cutting across, and it was like 11:30, 12 at night, and he came up into the light and stood there. He looked down. It was me and Fred. He looked down on us. He's like 8, 9 foot tall. No exaggerating whatsoever. You're looking up at him because that's what I was doing. I was looking up at him, and he stepped in and he looked down, and he closed his eyes and backed out. That was like he could have reached out and grabbed us. He was 4 or 5 feet away from us. He could have reached out and grabbed, pulled one of us in, but he stepped into my flashlight light. He stepped in to where we could see him, and he looked down on me with this look like, you know what I mean? And then he backed out into the darkness. I didn't hear no twig snap. I didn't hear him run off. He just faded into the night. And that was the last time that I had a run in with that Pacific Bigfoot. This time I didn't actually see him like with my eyes. When he hollered at me, I thought he was way up, but he was down low. Once you go back and check that timestamp in that first video of the series, guys, it's crazy. They were sitting there when he hollered at me within 50 feet. That was like I ain't had an encounter like that in a while. I was so amped up, excited, and scared at the same time because I was like, I'm all the way up on top of this mountain. How the frick am I getting out of here? Man, I was lost. I didn't know what I was going to do. He scared me. I started crying when he hollered. I could feel it vibrate in my chest. It almost sounded human. It almost sounded so human. It was Mama, but also so scary. It could have been Mama. I know there's a lot of comments saying that that was a baby that it's got behind him. Like 2 or 3 feet behind on his right shoulder, there's a smaller one. It could be a female. I'm not saying it ain't, but the second time that I seen him like up close, and the way he looked down on me, I got the feeling that it was a dude. Like this dude about to jack me up. The way he looked down on us like we wasn't shit. Like I will jack both yins up right now type of look that he gave us, and then just step back into the night. We turned around and was gone. We didn't stick around at all. That was just me and Fred out there. Me and Fred had so many crazy ass experiences. Money Mike as well with the overnighters, Into the Woods with Dad. I mean, we had so many different sightings, crazy ass sightings. Bigfoot land when and we was in the woods with Deb, and that big white one jumped up off top of that rock, jumped over to another rock, dropped like 15, 20 feet down, hollered and ran. And then he hollered again, like once he got out of sight, and you hear rocks ricocheting through the trees coming through. I mean, it was so intense. We had some tense moments out there in the field, man. And that adrenaline that gets released, it's like that excitement. You want to go, you want more. You want to know what's going to happen next. You want to keep on going, push the issue. You know what I mean? That shit is so addictive. I think that's what keeps me going when that kind of adrenaline is pumping out there. When that dude screamed at me up there, that it's like, oh shit, here we go. It's going down. But it was excitement, man. That was so exciting when that goes on. And it's like it becomes addictive. And one of these times, that shit's gonna get me snatched up. I swear. Cause he didn't that scream, he wasn't happy. I wish I was filming it. I was trying to make it to the top and start filming so I got more time to film while I'm up there and not waste all my battery life climbing a freaking mountain where the only thing you're seeing is the mountain into it. And it's hard for me to go up like this because I'm climbing up the mountain. It's like bad filming. I don't like that. I was trying to wait till I got up top so I can see my surroundings and shit, and you guys can see my surroundings. But it didn't work out like that. I got like halfway up, and he hollered at me, and I froze. I stopped. I stood there for like 2 minutes, and then I turned the camera on. Like, guys, this son bitch just screamed at me. He screamed at me. I don't know what to do. I don't know if I want to get up and leave or what. It's like, wow. I need a solar charger. I got battery packs and I have a charger. It just both times I screwed up. Like the first time I went up, I didn't grab a charger at all. I just ran with what I had. The second time, I thought I had everything. I had a battery pack. I grabbed my charger. I rolled, put it in the backpack. I was out. And once my battery started flashing, I felt like I'm just gonna stay here, eat some peanuts, and let this charge for about a half hour, 45 minutes, and get some life into it. And then I'll go off again and keep doing that. You know what I mean? Get as much filming as I can. That wasn't the case. That battery started flashing. I said, all right, guys, I'm going to stop here and I'm going to charge my battery up here for a little bit. I sat down on the rock, shut the camera off, and I'm getting in my bag. I pulled the battery charger out, the battery power pack, and I pulled the charger out and go to plug it into the camera. And it's the camera the charger that plugs into the damn battery pack, power pack. So I grabbed the complete wrong. It's like I can't win on this. On this area, it never works out. I needed to stop, take a break the day before, get all my shit together, get exactly what I need, actually plug the shit into the camera if I had to before I put it in the bag to make sure I got the right one. Something gonna go right. But I'm going back in there trying to find that spot that he was setting. I want to go back to the spot where I found that the rock stacks that's like waist high, man. These rock stacks are tall. It's crazy. Take a break. Fred's been stuck at work, man. It's me and him. It's we can't get a day off together. It seems like if he gets a day off, I gotta work. If I, you know what I mean, we've been switching back and forth. I need another job like ASAP. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I need a job transfer quick, super quick. Take some peanut butter. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. I'm gonna have to do that. If I could find that rock stack, I'm gonna put that peanut butter on that rock stack and then leave it set there for maybe a week or so and go up and check it and see what happens. But this new area is definitely promising for sure. They're not shy at it. He never was shy. That Bigfoot there never was shy at all. That's the same Bigfoot that comes down into the waterfall area. He goes up over on the other side to where they got that government facility. So he travels he he travels far. He travels a couple different mountains. But I know that. But I seen his face when Scott sent me these clips. I seen his face. I know that face well. I seen him up close and personal. Is Gene here? Yeah, Gene's here. Gene's in the building. He watching. He was sending me some messages on Facebook. Where you at, man? You missing Friday Night Live again? You, I mean, Gene keeping me on the straight and narrow. Trust me. Gene, make sure I'm here. Where you at? Why ain't you in the woods? It be in the 6 in the morning. Gene messaging me. Your ass better be in the woods. It ain't even daylight yet. I ain't even getting the coffee started. He trying to ship me into the woods in the dark. Yeah, I understand, man. He want to see what's going on out there. I do too, and I just needed to get out and get away. So you'll be seeing a lot more of me, guys. I'm back out there, pretty much full swing. Pretty much, I've been going out there. Today I was out there all day. I didn't really film. I wanted to get Cookie out there. Okay, Brian, I see you. You recently found your channel and have been. That's what's up, man. That means a lot. Hey, there's a lot more coming, and it's only gonna get better from here. Save likes weed. I like Save, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that, Lee. But Brian, I appreciate that, man. For real, for real. That helps more than you know. What creature did you think the three-toed prints are? To be honest with you, man, I think they're fake. I ain't even gonna hold you. I don't think they're real at all. To this day, at first, I really believe that they're real. But like a couple weeks ago, I was looking at that video trying to figure out what the hell could it possibly be. It, I don't know, man. The only thing that got me believing that it's real is when it crossed the puddle. When I was watching the video, when it's crossing the mud puddle was frozen over, and like it stepped on the ice, and then the next step it closes its talons or whatever you want to call them up, the three toes. They close them, curl them up, and punch down through the ice, and then in the next step it opened them back up, and then that's like, what the fuck? What the hell is? What is this? And I'm by myself again looking at these tracks. Like I'm following these tracks in. Like what could they be? Guys, what are they? It blew my mind because there was two sets. There was a set that was 16 inches, and then there was a smaller set that was 8 inches. You know what I mean? Okay, let's fast forward about 4 years later. 4 years after that video, this bozo sends me a video, and what's his name? It ain't even important. I'm not even going to give him the benefit of the doubt. But this bozo releases a video, sends me a video of him putting on these what you call them, like slipper type. They look like slippers, three-toed slippers, like some dinosaur slippers. That that really don't match up with what I found. You know what I mean? At all. But it's like he was trying to make me think that them tracks was fake because he make him look like he made them tracks with them slippers. But that's what made me go back and look at the actual when I found them, and the way that thing was walking, and another thing, there was two of them. There was a smaller one off trail, and the bigger one was on trail. And this dude sent me a video of him walking, making these tracks with these slippers. It's like, mom, I just said that. It is what it is. But anyways, so they're like, I don't know what to believe with it. As I looked at his and I see what he did, and then I come and I go back and I look at them videos, and it's like there was two of them. This dude only put one pair of slippers on, walked through there, or wherever he was at, and he sent me this video like, "Hey, I made them prints." Okay, maybe you did. So I went back and I looked, and I don't think that these are the same sites. You know what I mean? I don't think they're the same prints because, like I said, the way he stepped through the ice, and the next thing there was an 8-inch track off trail, and there was twice that size, a bigger one that was out on the road walking, while the smaller one was off to the side of the road walking into the weeds, walking in the high grass or whatever. So this, I don't know, man. I don't know. I have no idea. It could be fake. You know what I mean? He could be throwing me off, and they could be real, and he could be throwing me off. So I don't know. I'll leave it. I don't know. The only thing I do know is what I found. You know what I mean? But he's trying to determine, like he made them tracks. He's the one that did this shit. I don't know. Maybe he did, but at the same time, there's some things that ain't matching up, and I think he's just trying to cover that thing up, push me away from it. Why is it federally restricted? If that's the case, why did they spend maybe millions of dollars to seal that thing up? You know how much tons of dirt it would take to fill up a hole like that? You could probably put this 3-story house down inside that freaking hole. How did they find the dirt and shit to fill into that hole? I still don't understand. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go back up there and walk down through there and see what's going on, see what changed, see if they finished sealing it up. Because the last time I was there, it looked like a new sinkhole. I thought I found an actual new sinkhole to where the ground just opened up, and here it was just a smaller hole where they're back filling in that the massive hole that I used to go in. And at the same time, guys, I ain't gonna lie. I'm glad that they sold that shit up because my dumb ass wouldn't stop going in there. And it's only a matter of time. You seen the activity, how haunted that place was. It's only a matter of time for something bad happened to us. Fred was possessed for 3 months coming out of that cave. It was just. I'm glad that I'm not glad, but at the same time, I'm glad that we can't get in there to get harmed. You know what I mean? So we're moving on to the next best thing. He's here and he's been worse. I'm getting to that, Lee. Oh my God, is he getting worse? He don't. This ghost here, he don't like certain shit. I don't know what it is, but it's been ramping up with him. I think he don't want me here. What I think is he's changed. He changed a lot, and he's so much more active than he ever was, ever. I'm surprised you guys ain't see him come across if they backfilled that big. Or that's what I'm saying. And how in the hell did they get the heavy equipment up on top of that rock face? They had to come in another angle. That I don't know. I don't have no idea. But I'm telling you, man, they did spend some money to fill that in and seal that up. And federally restricted. Up there, they put camera on trees, like where they was facing each other, camera on camera, facing camera on camera. You would have to go through and wipe out all the cameras, and just to take one. You know what I mean? You take one, the other one got you. You take three, this one got you. So you're not winning that battle. Just stay the f out of there. You know what I mean? But so lately, I just pretty much just go up in there and walk from one end to the other to see what they're doing, see what's going on, see if the Bigfoot's still up in there. You guys remember when I first found that spot? Me and Fred and Money Mike went up in there. It was amazing. That was heart pounding. That's the first time me and Fred got hit with rocks. They did not want us to find that small entrance, but we kept pushing in. We came down and we went up to climbed up to the top, and they was started getting it's like from all directions. These little pebbles like this big was whizzing at us, whizzing, bouncing off my chest, my feet. They was all around us, whizzing. And then we finally found that entrance, and then like the closer we would get to that cave entrance, the more the heavier the rock dropped. The heavier they was dead on hitting us, ping ping. We just kept pushing. Fred made me go. He made me kept on going. No, that's what we're here for. Just let's push in. And we went up and we found that cave that they didn't want us to find whatsoever. And that was the beginning of a whole other can of worms that, man, that shit was crazy. That video was intense. Mike was crying. It was intense. Mike wanted out of there so bad. Deep down, I did too. But at the same time, I wanted to know what the hell is going on. We're getting all this activity around us. They clearly don't want us to find something. And they're here. You know what I mean? They was there. And then that sprung on the overnights in the cave. Fred getting possessed for all these months. It was bad. It was crazy. It was an adventure. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that. Guys, let's move on to the next thing I just thought about before I end this Friday Night Live tonight. You guys know that I'm still working on that documentary. The more I get into it, the more shit goes wrong. Let me, let me tell you, I've been trying to put this video together 10 times over. I wanted to make it two parts. Like the first part that tells the story, the lay out everything that's going on with these people, show the text messages, the video of her coming in and what she ran into pretty much. And then I wanted to come back and do a follow up video of the outcome of this thing. But I really believe that it's the devil himself with everything. I went through each text message that was going on, everything that was said. I really believe that this dude, Charlie, Chuck, whatever his name is possessed by the devil himself, man. And it's like every time I try to work on this video to put it together to release, to even just document in case something happens to me, because in some of the texts, he mentions me and out of the blue, he has no idea about me, don't know me, don't even know I exist. And for him to say out of the blue on a text, oh yeah, about that man Jeff, and then nothing else, you know what I mean? He changes the subject of like, we're here 1,012 years, I gotta plant my seed. And it's crazy. He's like concerned that he said that he traded in, he was God, he was royalty, and he traded in to come back to plant a seed. And the only thing he's worried about is planting a seed. You know what I mean? And the female wasn't there, so he could plant a seed, and it's, oh my God. I've been praying so much, man. I swear, I don't want nothing attaching to me, especially if it's him. I really don't want nothing to do with that. So I'm going to put it together as plain as I can get, because everything I'm trying to get like technical with it. I was trying to put it together to make sure everything fits to where you guys can follow along and understand what's going on. And there's just so many things that's throwing it off. You know what I mean? Stop me from doing it. The internet shuts down. You know what I mean? Or the computer will freeze up. I gotta shut it down and reset it. Or the keyboard. I'm typing on the keyboard underneath for the caption, and the shit started typing by itself. I'll get scared and I'll quit. I'll leave it alone. You know what I mean? But I'm going to finish it just to document in case something happens to me. It's definitely some evil shit, and this dude think he coming down and putting a spawn of Satan in somebody, and that's what he's here for. Talking about he's stuck here for 1,012 years, and shit, it's terrifying. And he talks in three different languages. One of the languages is Russian. The other two, I don't know. I'm trying to like samurai, if that's even a language. I was looking for that. I'm trying to match that language with another. I'm trying to find out what these other two languages that he's speaking. I have no idea. So I can kind of, I'm trying to translate it, what he's saying in them other languages, but I can't find what language that is so I can put it through the trans. It's weird. I'm going to figure it out and I'm going to get it up just so it's up and people know what's going on. You know what I mean? In case this dude, he said my name, he come after me. You know what to do, guys. Help a brother out. Get me some priest up in this bitch. Get this dude out my house. If I ain't trying to play with no devils, and I don't want to any at all. Let me tell you that. And I don't want to play the demon. I learn the dude himself, and I think one of them is Latin. I think he's speaking Russian, Latin, and some kind of samurai, Chinese, Japanese language. I just don't understand what it is or what it is too fast. I was trying to slow it down and like listen to a word that he says, and then have Siri, what's this mean? You know what I mean? Or where does it originate from? Type of shit. And I'm trying to break it down for you guys. And every time that I try to do that, something would crash and it wouldn't let me do it. But it's coming. I'm gonna get that together for you guys and get it posted up. Just so you know that this dude is out there. The devil's real. Which means if the devil is real, you know God's real. So, and I've been praying for that. God watch over me, man. Oh my God, this happened. Like on my phone is weird. It's an iPhone. Like if a siren goes off, my phone will say it. Like my phone will say sirens detected in the area, or if a dog barks, it will say there's a dog barking detecting in the area. It'll let me know on sounds. Like my phone's always listening and shit. And when I go in my car, right, I hear you, Damon. I say the same thing, but just not loud the way you can hear me. I don't want nobody coming after me with that kind of strength. I don't need no shit like that. I got enough bad luck. Damn, you made me forget what I was thinking about, Damon. What was I saying? Shit, maybe Swedish. I lost all train of thought. I know what I was getting at. My phone. I was sitting in my car when I leave every day before I leave, go to work in my car. Oh, God, watch over me, give me the strength to get where I need to go. You know, I'm praying everywhere I go. And while I was sitting there in the car, quiet, getting ready to go to work, like get me to where I need to be, watch over me, and I'm getting ready to put the car in and reverse to back out my driveway. And this, my phone dings, and I look, and it said uh, a dog bark was detected. And dog backwards is God. Like, oh wow. Like I got the chills when that happened, man. Like I'm in the middle of praying and when I look at my phone, it said that. It's like, oh shit. That's who I was talking to. I was just talking to him and he's letting me know that he's listening. You know what I mean? So he's got my back. I'm gonna get this documentary together, like I said, and be done with that and get away from that thing as much as I can. But real quick, just briefing on it. Now I'm not giving no spoilers up. You can find out what happened to him in this in the second video of that shit coming up. It's crazy though. It is crazy. There's been some weird things in life just happening around me. It's like, am I in a freaking movie, man? Some of this shit just playing out like I've just seen this before. Like I swear, I'm living a movie. It's it's weird. Life is weird. Life has become so weird. It I don't know if it's like now that I'm older, I'm realizing shit, I'm seeing shit. I don't know, but it's weird. I've been experiencing some weird things in these past 10 years, man. I don't know if I'm losing my damn mind or the weed man got shit. He got just got some other shit in it, just messing with me or what. But guys, this world is wicked. There's some shit we don't have no idea about. the things that I've learned over the last 10 years of just what's living in these woods is just it's crazy, man. It's crazy. The cryptids, these things that are coming up out of the ground. These past 10 years, there's a lot of videos of these white beings that you guys are calling rakes, skinwalkers. They've been pushing out. I don't know if it's from these fuckers. Let me rephrase that. My buzz started. These people fracking underground. I think them fracking under there, pumping that water under there to frack, is pushing something out, and these subspecies are coming out on the ground, and people starting to see them. People starting to film them, and man, it's blowing my freaking mind. And if you notice, Hunting Dead, he just filmed one. I mean, he's not the only one. There's a lot that's coming up. There's a lot. These things, these creatures that are coming up out of the ground, I have no idea what the hell they are, but they're solid white. They go by like a bat, like the screech. They let out that echo radar shit so they can track whatever. You know what I mean? They definitely go off sonar. I know that much. I don't know what they are, but I guarantee them fracking is pushing that shit up out of the ground. Whatever them creatures are, they're coming up. There's popping up on people's videos a lot more. So be careful when you're out there in the woods. There's other things that's out there that I don't know what the hell it is. I don't even know if they understand what the hell them things are, but they're coming up. They're coming up. You definitely will, man, Ryder. I don't know if you guys even know. What are you doing? Oh, they're all different. Well, yeah, but these similar creatures that I've been seeing on people's videos, it's the same creature. It's the same type of creature, solid white, like the nose. There's really no nose. It's two slits, and they're coming up out of the ground. I know that much, and I think it has to do with them pumping the ground with the water so they can frack the coal out of whatever they're doing with it. I think that's just pushing them out of the ground, and people starting to see them a lot more. If you didn't see, go back and check out the last video Hunting the Dead did. The last two videos, that's an actual creature that came out of the ground. That's one of them subspecies. I don't know what they are, but I've been seeing a lot of different YouTubers that has nothing to do with cryptids, or they're like doing randonautica videos and they come across that thing. You know what I mean? Or they're doing a hunting video on hunting on sacred grounds, and they're out investigating that shit, and then all of a sudden this thing pops up on them. That, you know what I mean? These species are real, and they're coming from underground. Something's pushing them out for sure. You're starting to see they're starting to film them in broad daylight. So that's crazy. As long as Cookie don't start talking to you, you're doing okay. Right, man. That's how I feel. But it's crazy. I don't know if I'm losing my damn mind or if I'm living a movie. You know what I mean? It's just it's nuts. I'm gonna keep going with it. I'm gonna keep going until I finally break. Don't ever whistle while you're in the woods. That is one way to call the Wendigo. I can't whistle if I wanted to. So I'm safe on that shit. I put my lips together and spit on somebody. I can't whistle for shit. I ain't even gonna hold you. Yes, I have sleep prayer. Yes, I do. I know what you're saying. I can't pronounce. I can't pronounce that shit. But I know what you're saying, Moo Rider, and I have had it a few times in life. So like where I was so scared that I couldn't even get out of freaking bed. I was just stuck. I was stiff. But that's because I seen something that I wasn't supposed to see. What's going on, Pine Mountain? Long time to see you, man. It's good everybody jumping on here, man. It's good. And I apologize, guys. I missed so many these last couple of Friday night lives. I was just trying to get life straight, getting back on this routine, man. Life. I've been taking some knockdowns, and I was starting to think that this documentary I'm trying to put together is has a little bit to do with it, but I think it's just streak of bad luck. You know what I mean? And it'll change sooner or later. I'll be back. I'll be back on my feet, going at it again. I'm slowly getting back into it. If, as you guys noticed, you're starting to see my face more and more. Brian Holler, yes, that is Ray Ray. Beautiful Ray Ray. Smash the like button. Thanks, Lee.
Nothing calling me Ray Ray.
Who has some quiet? I hear you, David.
You see? I'm about to get out of here.
You can scream like a banshee. I can scream too if you ain't noticed, Margie. When I'm out there, man, like when that invisible creature just took off in front of me, like right dead in front of me, I was walking up to that thing and that thing shot off. I screamed like a straight biatch. I ain't gonna lie. I screamed, man. I screamed. I surprised that I could scream that high. Listen, Moon Rider, that's a whole nother level. You know what? Effort. It's not. There's no monetization on this live stream. Real quick, Moon Rider. I watched this shit from beginning to end, and I'm not holding you. My kids watched this shit unfold. I, but I really paid attention. I don't talk about it that much, and but I know what's going on. I seen what's going on. When you talk about CERN, when they first did that, when they first clouded that particle, if you notice, they had a live web feed. They had a live feed. They had their own website. I was on it. I was watching it when they did it. What happened? What I seen with my own eyes, what my kids seen, the people that was around me watched it, and they collided that particle. And underground, they had a camera underground on that particle where they was colliding it at, and they had a camera on the parking lot up above the hadron collider. And I was watching both cameras on that website. They had up above screen and they had the below screen, and I'm watching them both. They collided that particle underground, and then this big ass black hole formed underneath the ground. I watched it, and it opened up, and then when you go to the other screen up above screen, the black hole opens up in this parking lot and starts sucking all these cars in, and then the black hole opens up to this mountain. The whole camera just it goes black. You know what I mean? Like everything got sucked in, and from that point on, the Mandela effect kicked off. People's coming to life that's supposed to be dead. Like I'm telling you, man, this shit's crazy. So it has to do with now. I think, or I don't think they're saying like the whistleblowers are saying that when they collided that hadron collider was road science, and they shifted our reality over to the timeline beside us. You know what I mean? So I'm not no scientist and I can't explain that shit, but they did something fucked up. They did some rogue science, and life hasn't been the same since. If you notice, this day and age, some of you old heads, life has changed to where like
The old head.
shit's changed. Everything's changed. It's crazy. But I'll leave it at that because they don't like you talking about that. And that video is nowhere to be found. When it happened, the video was all over YouTube. It was on their mainstream. Everything is completely gone. Just like the Brandon Corey story with the reptilians. You can't find that shit either. It's straight disappeared. But they can't change your memory. They can change your memory. Yeah, with this, there goes my voice. They definitely can with this 5G shit going on. I don't know what they're doing with these waves and these sounds and all that shit. I don't know nothing about that. So I really don't want to get into that. Is the Montauk near me?
Let's see.
No. Right, Damon? I say the same shit. And he can stay where he's at. Leave my household alone. I got you, Moon Rider. But like I said, I've been seeing what's going
Talk about
on. I've
this
been
morning.
quiet about it. I ain't really been talking about it. But I see what's going on. I see what they're doing. They're playing rogue science. They done effed up and they shifted us into something we wasn't supposed to be in. You know what I mean? But whether it's better for worse, they did it and we're here. And shit is so different. It's so different. Jiffy peanut butter. That's what blew my mind first. Cause I had some damn Jiffy peanut butter in my cupboard when the shit went down. And I first learned about it on there, and they said Jiffy didn't exist. It was always Jif. Like bullshit. I got some in my cupboard right now. I got some Jiffy. I grew up on Jiffy. My whole life was Jiffy. You know what I mean? I remember the commercial. So I got jump up and go in my cupboard and it's Jif. Like, the shit just changed in my damn cupboard. What the what's going on? But they done messed up with that colliding shit. They shouldn't have did it. It's rogue science. They knew it was rogue science and they did it anyways. And now we're here dealing with the outcome. I don't think the new generation realizes what happened, the shift that we took, but the old heads that knew that the monopoly dude had a monocle, you know what I mean? The old heads that knew that there was Jiffy, that grew up on Jiffy, you know what I mean? Kraft is another one. I mean, there's so much to change. Another one that blew me away. Mom, you can contest to this. Charles Manson. Mom, your boyfriend, he was in the federal prison with Charles Manson when they burned him up in a cell. This dude recently died in a hospital of old age. How does a man die twice? When I witnessed him, the dude was supposed to get furloughs. My mom's boyfriend was supposed to get a furlough every weekend. He would come home. They would release him from the federal pen and let him come home on the weekends. But when they came in and killed Charles Manson in his cell, they put the whole federal prison on lockdown. Right now, recently, your ex, not your boyfriend, he's dead now. But you know what I mean. You know who was in the feds, but I remember that's why he didn't come home because they burnt Charles Manson up in his cell. You know what I mean? And then some odd years later, all of a sudden, this dude just died in the damn hospital of old age. When I know that this is why Pete didn't get out of prison because they burnt the dude in the cell. How did he die twice? You know what I mean? It's crazy. It blew my mind. That's just one of them. That's just one of them that I can remember. It's just crazy. Life is crazy, man. Don't let it get to you though, because you lose your freaking mind. I think I already did. You trust in the Lord. I do too, man. For real. That's what kept keeping me a little straight. You remember that shit? That's what I'm saying. You remember that he was supposed to get that furlough, but he didn't because they burnt the Charles Manson up in his cell. He died in his cell, and now he just recently died like a couple months ago in a hospital of old age of some cancer or some shit. And it's like, how's one person died twice? They brought him back to kill him again. It's like the Mandela, he died twice. That's why they call it Mandela effect. So and it's because of that CERN. It's because of the Hadron Collider, and that's real shit. I watched it happen. I watched it happen. um, Brian said, "Hey Ray Ray,
Hi.
she hiding off screen. I don't know what's up with her. We've been working things out a little bit, trying to get shit straight. Get
This.
back on just getting back, man.
Okay. This.
We'll get to that and that's a whole another conversation because I start talking about that. That's
Just gonna
going
drop it.
that comment's going. That's a whole nother topic in itself, especially with my mom right there.
That's how I'm not. I'm good. I'm good.
But anyways, guys, with that being said, pay attention to what's going on around you because the world is is weird.
Should have heard this shit.
It's I swear this is some freaking This is some, I don't know what the hell it is, but I'm still living it. I'm weird. I don't even know. It's cool that I even got to witness it, but I know what's going on. Raven Rock near me. I think so. It sounds familiar. I'll have to Google that and check it out. Brian, you're crazy as shit.
He's
He
like
checked
it,
out.
man. Somebody's about to ban his ass now.
He-
You said that shit.
Somebody gonna ban you, Brian. I swear. Hey, it's not me, but it's all good, man. We here to have fun, and you're probably right. Somebody just sent me a picture that I don't even want to talk about
He said,
along along them things, Brian. What you're talking about, and it wasn't him doing it. It was somebody very, 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 very young. I think the person sent it to me is on here tonight watching, and it looked like an accurate picture. But that's something that I'm not going to touch base on at all. I shouldn't even say what I said. With that being said, Bigfoot World, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. I'm going and get into a movie. I know we live in one, but to keep our reality, I try to stay focused on other things. Brownie, you noticed the big change and everything in 2012. That's when it happened. That's when they clouded. That's when it first went down. Twinkies disappeared. Like the movie, they said once Twinkies disappeared, it's the end of the world. Twinkies disappeared, and when they came back, Twinkies don't taste the same. They taste wax. Chef Boyardee, what the hell happened? That just don't taste right. It's not the same. Oh shit, mom. Like I said, Deborah. With that being said, Deborah, I'm gonna go ahead and end this Bigfoot world tonight. Stay tuned for this next crazy Bigfoot world. It was a good night, guys. Stay tuned for this next crazy ass adventure. I feel like I done said enough. I'm gonna get out of here before I get myself into any more bullshit. Pine Mountain, watch your mouth, man. You look fresh. That's what's up, Dave, man. I appreciate it. Beautiful world. Stay tuned for this next crazy ass adventure because I'm going to be pushing the envelope out there, guys. I'm I'm tired of just going out there and going away from shit. Like soon as shit pops off, I'm running. I'm hightailing it. I'm walking on air, and I'm I'm gonna push the envelope a little bit. I'm gonna start going at the source. I think it's time to start walking at the source instead of walking around the source. Margie, you do the same thing, man. Sharon, thank you. Definitely hit that like button on your way out, guys. As me not posting up videos like I used to, they knock me down on the algorithm, so they're not pushing my videos like they should. But I will be back up in the algorithm. I will get everything back together again on a regular schedule. I will be back. I am back. With that being said, Mom, I love you. Bigfoot world, I love you guys. Stay strong. Pay attention to the world around you. Stay tuned for this next crazy ass adventure, guys, because I'm still here. I'm out.